So our week 3 topic for the subject Applied Business Tools and Technology, Airline Ticketing Fundamentals or Online Travel Booking Terminology. So actually, yung week 3 and week 4 na topic po natin is for the preparation ninyo sa upcoming sessions ninyo kay IBAS sa darating na midterm. So, ayan, week 3, airline ticketing, and then week 4, which is i-discuss natin after exam week, hotel reservation system. So, kaya yun po yung ating topic for the last 2 weeks ng prelim is para maging prepare po kayo sa midterm nyo nga online sessions kay IBAS. So, at least, may initial knowledge na po kayo bago yung sessions kay IBAS. So, although magdi-discuss din naman si IBAS every Saturdays yung mga online session ninyo bago yung face-to-face na hands-on, which will be on March 16 to 21. So, depende po kung saang date mas schedule yung section ninyo. Para at least, may initial knowledge na po tayo, ready na tayo pagdating ng midterm. So, kasi yung inyong hands-on po na gagawin sa computer laboratory, face-to-face, ang magiging output nyo yun, ang magiging equivalent ng ating midterm exam. So, hopefully, lahat po is familiar na doon sa gagawin na airline and hotel reservation pagdating ng midterm hands-on ninyo. Kasi individual nyo po yon gagawin. So, topics to be discussed in this lesson, Introduction to Airline Ticketing, Airline Ticketing Fundamentals. So, yun sa unang part. So, discuss natin yung overview. So, brief history ng airline industry. So, types of airline ticket. So, what are the different types ng airline ticket? From economy up to first class na type ng ticket. So, common terminologies used in airline industry. So, ano ba yung mga common terms na ginagamit sa airline industry? Ayan, kailangan maging familiar po tayo dito para nga, ayan, matuto tayo mag-book ng reservation ng ticket, ayan, sa airline. So, online travel booking platform. So, what are the different online travel booking platforms or yung tinatawag nating OTA? So, madidiscuss din po natin dito yung OTA or online travel agencies. And lastly, technology in the travel industry. So, learning objectives. At the end of this module, we are expected to understand the key stages involved in airline ticketing process and how it has evolved from manual to automated system. So, madidiscuss natin dito yung brief history ng airline industry. Ayan, kung paano sila nagsimula from manual up to naging automated or nagkaroon ng technology, nagkaroon ng system sa airline industry. And yung airline ticketing process, so didiscuss din po natin. Next, gain a comprehensive understanding of the roles of IATA or si International Air Transport Association. So ano ba ang role niya sa airline industry? So ano ba itong mga abbreviation na to such as CRS, GDS, OTA, and OTS in the airline ticketing ecosystem. So, mamaya i-discuss po natin itong different abbreviation and ano yung mga function nila, ano yung role nila sa airline industry. So, number 3, distinguish between different types of airline tickets. So, economy, premium, economy, business class, and first class. So, ano ba yung differences nitong mga different types ng airline ticket or airline class kung tawagin nga natin. So, number 4, become familiar with essential airline industry terminologies related to booking, flights, baggage, seating, and scheduling. So, ano ba yung mga common terminologies na ginagamit during operation sa airline industry? So, lastly, identify and understand various platforms used for online travel booking. So, actually, itong online travel booking or OTA, online travel agency, so, matatry po natin yan for the seat work dito sa week 3. Yan, unfortunately, so dahil nga naka-recorded tayo, ayan, hindi na po kasi allowed na mag-class for this coming week. So, kaya gumawa na ako ng recorded. But, after exam week, so kailangan po nating mag-meet for the seat work week 3 and 4 po ninyo para doon sa seat work natin, so matututo po tayo na kung paano yung airline booking process. So, para ma-ready nga po tayo before yung midterm session natin kay IBAS. So, at least magkaroon tayo ng initial knowledge, matuto tayo kung paano mag-book ng airline ticket. So, following yung mga different scenario na mabunot natin for the seat work. So, yan. So, bago natin simulan yung lesson, so, ayan, so have you ever booked travel online? What was your experience? So, yan. So, sa mga mahilig mag-travel during summer or vacation, so yan, kung meron na sa inyo may knowledge yan about booking ng ticket through online, using nga yung different online travel agencies or websites, yan. So, advantage po yun sa inyo kasi at least kahit papano, may idea na tayo kung paano mag-book. But kung wala pa, so, yan nga, we will make sure na matututo po tayo doon sa seat work dito sa week 3 and 4. So, introduction to airline ticketing. So, what is airline ticketing? Airline ticketing is the final stage of the flight booking process that follows the stages of flight search and booking. So, yan, airline ticketing. So, yun nga yung process po of reservation ng ticket, airline ticket. So, the ticketing process involves the following sequence of operation. So, ayan, ito yung process na to. Usually, pagka nag-book tayo ng ticket via travel agency. So, traditional travel agency. So, una, verifying payment details and confirming transaction. So, after natin ma-verify yung payment transaction, so, upon booking ng ticket, so, checking of seat availability. So, yung pag-select ng seat, pwede natin gawin to upon booking ng ticket or yung iba namang passenger, ginagawa po siya doon na mismo sa airport. So, for example, sa Cebu Pacific, so meron silang self-service kiosk sa NAIA, yan sa airport, and personally, yung passenger ang magsiselect ng seat base doon sa mga available seats pa. So, kung gusto ni passenger sa window side or sa aisle, so, yan, depende sa preference ni passenger. So, but ako personally, pag nagbubook po ako ng ticket, so, nagsiselect na po agad ako ng seat para, syempre, ayun, makuha ko yung best seat na gusto ko or preferred ko. So, unlike pagka sa airport na po tayo, syempre, kung ano na lang yung available na seat or vacant doon sa aircraft. So, mas advisable para sa akin na, yun, upon booking ng ticket, so mag-select na po na tayo ng seat na preferred natin. So, after that, so number 3, adding the fare information to the PNR. So, ano ba si PNR? So, si PNR is stands for Passenger Name Record. So, saan po ito makikita? So, makikita to doon sa system na ginagamit ng airline or ng travel agency. So, yan, digital document yan. Passenger name record. So, nandun yung details ni passenger once na nag-book sila ng ticket doon sa airline. So, paano malolocate or paano ma-check yun ng airline or ng travel agency? So, using yung reference number or code doon sa ticket ni passenger. So, i-input nila yun sa system. So, lalabas na yung PNR or passenger name record. So, lastly, number 4, issuing the ticket and sending to the passenger. So, ang last process or step sa ticketing process, so issuing the ticket and sending to the passenger. So, yun nga, pag nag-book tayo ng ticket via travel agency, so sila po yung magpa-process ng ticket natin. So, after the process ng ticket, ayan, na-verify na yung payment, ayan, na-process na yung booking, ayan, na-add na doon sa PNR or sa passenger name record sa system ng airline or travel agency. So, isi-send na nila kay passenger yung ticket. So, either printed yan kung nag-book tayo personally or i-email kay passenger yung copy ng kanilang. So, ngayon, discuss po natin yung brief history ng airline industry. So, the evolution of airline ticketing systems. Airline ticketing systems that have evolved from manual systems to automated systems and now include online booking and mobile apps. So, bago nagkaroon ng system, ayan, technology. So, balikan natin kung paano po nagsimula ang airline industry. So, syempre, nagsimula siya sa manual. So, during early days, pre-1940s, so manual systems dominated with agents using pen and paper to record bookings and manage schedules. This was time-consuming and prone to errors. So, ayan, kung babalikan natin history, sabi niya, during pre-1940s, so wala pa pong system, wala pang technology, wala pang business tools, Ayan, using only pen and paper to record bookings and manage schedule. So, imagine kung gaano katagal po yun and time consuming para sa uh, process ng airline. During that time kasi nga wala pa pong computer, wala pang technology. So, lahat ng records, lahat ng process is manual po nila ginagawa. So, syempre manual. So, madalas prone din sa error. So next, from 1940s to 1950s, so dito na po nagkaroon ng unang system na ginamit po sa airline industry. So, ang unang airlines po na gumamit ng system, ayan, electromechanical system. So, like Reservisor, so by American Airlines. So, si American Airlines po ang isa sa leading company during airline company during that time na unang gumamit ng system. So, American Airlines mark a significant step towards automation. These systems use mechanical and electrical components to store and retrieve flight information. So, during time na to, so yan nga, medyo nag-level up na. So, from pre-1940s kanina na manual, so nagkaroon na sila ng system na ginamit. So, kaya na mag-store and retrieve ng data na naka-input doon sa system. So, even nung time na to, hindi pa po siya computer, so hindi pa siya software, hindi pa siya system. Kung titignan natin sa picture, pero at least, meron na po kahit pa paano improvement doon sa kanilang process. So, unlike kanina na manual, walang system, so, yan, so mas at least kahit pa paano naging efficient na siya compared doon sa manual. Pagdating naman ng 1960s to 70s, so dito na po nagsimula na-introduce yung computer and system using software. So, ang unang software po na ginamit during that time is tinatawag na computerized reservation system or in other term, tinatawag din siyang central reservation system. So, pareho lang po yun. So, baka in case lang na pagdating kay IVAS during midterm, baka ma-confuse po kayo. So, pareho lang po si central reservation system or computerized reservation system. So, the advent of computers revolutionized the industry. So, systems like Sabre, so which is si American Airlines ang unang gumamit. So, kagaya kanina, nung 1940s to 1970s, 50s, so yung electromechanical system na Reservisor, si American Airlines ang unang gumamit. So, yan, 1960s to 70s, so isa pa rin sila sa leading airline company na gumamit ng CRS na tinatawag na Sabre. So, sa United Airlines naman ang kanilang CRS ay Apollo. So, Delta Airlines, Pars. These systems enabled real-time access to flight information, inventory, and booking, significantly improving efficiency and customer service. So, kung kanina, yung naunang system na si Reservisor sabi, kaya niyang mag-store and retrieve ng flight information or data na kailangan sa airline processing. So, dito naman, so sa CRS, so kaya niya nang i-update real-time yung inventory dun sa system nila. So, once na nag-book ng ticket si passenger, ayan, automatic na ibabawas nila dun sa available seat na meron sa kanilang bawat aircraft. So, at real-time na yung update doon po sa inventory ng kanilang available seats sa kanilang mga aircraft. So, yan, unti-unti nang mas lalong nagiging efficient po yung process with the help ng technology and meron ng system na ginagamit. So, yan, sabi niya, 1960s marked the first passenger reservation systems offered by Sabre. So, yan, tandaan sa ang unang airline company na gumamit ng unang system is si American Airlines. So, yan, 1980s to 1990s. So, meron ng tinatawag na Global Distribution System or GDS. So, CRS evolved into GDS such as Sabre, Amadeus, and Galileo. So, these independent platforms connected airlines with travel agencies worldwide, providing centralized hub for booking flights across multiple airlines. So, kung si CRS kanina, yung unang system, so, kaya niyang update ng inventory ng flight real time. So, dito naman sa GDS, so mas advanced siya na version ng CRS, so or mas improve. So, yan, ang leading company pa rin na nag-provide such as Sabre, Amadeus, and Galileo. So, dito naman sa GDS, kaya nyo nang i-connect yung different travel agencies, travel providers. So, yan, using this single platform na yan nga, si GDS. So, for example, sa airline, meron siyang partner na travel agency, car rentals, hotel. So, connected na po sila using this one system na si GDS. So, ginagamit din siya worldwide ng different airlines and travel provider companies. So, GDS brought the flight booking process into digital age. So, mas faster din siya, mas organized, and mas convenient para dun sa uh, airline travel agencies to process yung kanilang booking and inventory. So next, ayan, the rise of the internet. So 1990s up to present. So the internet empowered customers, allowing them to book flights directly through airline websites. So online travel agencies or OTAs also emerged, offering convenient platforms for flight searches and comparison. So yan na, starting 1990s up to present. So dito na na-introduce yung mga different uh, uh, online travel booking platform. So, yan, like OTA. So, yan yung mga websites, apps na ginagamit natin up until now na mag-book ng ticket natin. So, kung before, kailangan natin dumaan ng traditional travel agency para makapag-book ng ticket. So, ngayon po, using our smartphone or mga personal gadget natin, so kaya na nating mag-book ng sarili nating ticket sa airline, sa hotel. So, yan, using yung mga different OTAs na ma-experience natin gamitin or i-try doon sa ating seat work week 3 and week 4. So, yan, mas convenient na para kay traveler na mag-book ng ticket kasi nga hindi na personally pupunta ng travel agency. So, using ng ating gadget, so pwede na tayong mag-book ng sarili po nating ticket. So, mas hassle-free na siya and convenient. And ayun nga, marami ng different OTA na available ngayon. So yan, yung mga different OTA na platform. So doon nilalabas ng airlines, ng hotel, yung mga discounted or promo ticket nila during ayan, low season. So pag low season, so doon sila naglalabas ng mga promo. Ayan, for example, si Sedpac, yung mga seat sale, piso sale. Syempre para at least mag-boost pa rin yung kanilang income and ayan nga, ma-encourage yung mga travelers to book ng kanilang ticket. Next, pagdating ng 2010, ayan, mas lalo pang naging advance po yung technology. Ayan nga, lalo na yung ating mga gadgets. So, yun nga, sabi ko kanina, using our smartphone, so kaya na natin mag-book ng ticket. Ayan, the proliferation of smartphones led to the development of mobile booking apps, making it easier than ever to book flights on the go. So, cloud computing has enhanced system scalability and reliability. Next, yan, tapos na tayo dun sa brief history ng airline industry from manual up to nagkaroon ng system na ginagamit. So, punta naman tayo dito sa next topic, airline ticketing fundamentals. So, number 1, IATA or International Air Transport Association. So, a global trade association representing airlines worldwide. So, ano ba ang role or main responsibility ni IATA sa airline industry? So, yan, sabi dito si IATA, sets industry standard for safety, security, and operational procedure. So, yan po ang major role ni IATA. So, siya ang nagsiset ng standard for the safety, security, and overall operation procedure sa airline industry. So, ano pa? So, si IATA rin po ang establish and nag-establish ng mga airline codes na ginagamit po sa airline industry. Ayan, yung mga airport codes, ayan, country codes, na ginagamit. So, si IATA po ang nag-establish. So, another thing, so, IATA provides training programs for aviation professionals. So, yun yung mga training programs, qualifications na ginagamit for cabin crew, pilot, yan, lahat ng aviation professionals. So, galing po yun kay IATA or si IATA ang nagsiset ng standard and qualification. So, si IATA ang responsible in making the airline industry continuously improving and maintaining nga yung standard. So, IATA collects and analyzes industry data, providing valuable insights for airlines and other stakeholders. So next is CRS or Computer Reservation System or tinatawag ding Central Reservation System, a system used by airlines to manage flight schedules, inventory, pricing, and reservation. So ano ba yung mga function ng CRS? So it allows agents and passengers to book flights, select seats, and manage their itinerary. So for the inventory, track available seats on flight and updates availability in real time. So calculate fares based on various factors like date, time, and passenger class. So, yan, yung different types of ticket. Yan, airline class. Yan, dito rin nila chine-check or kinakalculate yung pricing. So, based din doon sa date and time ng booking ng ticket. So, provides tools for customer service agents to assist passengers with unique inquiries and issues. So yan, hindi na nila kailangan lumabas sa system na yon, hindi na nila kailangan pumunta ng website. So using CRS, so kasama na rin po yung pag-answer or assist ng mga inquiries ng passenger using nga yung system na yun. So yan, very essential yung mga system na to like CRS, yan, sa airline industry para mas mabilis yung kanilang process. Next, so GDS, the Global Distribution System na kanina sa history, so kung titingnan natin, so mas improve siya na system versus dun sa naunang system na ginamit na CRS. So GDS, a powerful network that connects travel agencies, airlines, hotels, and other travel providers. So GDS is a worldwide reservation system that acts as a conduit between travel bookers, suppliers such as hotels and other accommodations providers, and other travel-related services. So, yan. Kung titingnan natin dito sa photo, sa illustration, so yan, si GDS, so hindi lang siya ginagamit ng airline, sabi ko nga, ginagamit din siya ng mga hotel accommodation, travel agencies, and mga car rental. So, yan. Connected sila, yung mga different travel providers na to using ng isang system na, ayan, kagaya ng GDS. So, key function ng GDS, so access to inventory, provides travel agents with access to a vast inventory of flights, hotels, car rentals, and other travel products from multiple suppliers. So, booking platform enables agents to book and manage travel arrangement for their clients through a single platform. So, yun nga, sabi ko nga, using the single platform na ito si GDS, so dahil nga connected na yung different travel providers, so hindi na nila kailangang magpalipat-lipat ng system. So, lahat po nung process, ayan, mula sa airline, ticket, ayan, hotel accommodation, ayan, transportation from the airport papunta sa accommodation. So, magpa-process na po nila using ng system na GDS. So, other function ni GDS, so fare comparisons, allows agents to compare fares from different airlines and choose the best options for their clients. So, yan, mas madali na rin yung comparison ng fare, yan, ng price ng ticket, ayan, using, with the help ng GDS. So, hindi mo na kailangan magpunta dun sa different websites ng airline. So, dahil nga available na siya and, ayan, lahat ng airlines worldwide, ayan, nandun na sa GDS yung different information and pricing ng mga iba't ibang airlines. So, hindi na natin kailangan magpalipat-lipat nung ibang website. So, kaya na natin i-check and i-compare yung fares ng different airlines. So, it helps travel agencies to operate efficiently. So, next, technology infrastructure provides the technology infrastructure for travel agencies to operate efficiently. So, yan, kung kukumpara natin sa CRS, talagang mas advanced and flexible si GDS na system. So, these are the most widely used global distribution systems currently. So, yan, si Amadeus, Sabre, Travelport. So, marami pang different GDS na wala dito sa picture. So, like Navitaire. Yan. But, these are the common GDS na ginagamit ng airlines to operate their flight. So, for example, si Philippine Airlines, ang currently na ginagamit niya po na GDS is si Amadeus. So, Cebu Pacific naman, currently ang ginagamit po nila is si Navitaire. So, under din siya ng Amadeus company. Next, OTA or online travel agency. So a website or app that allows travelers to book flights, hotels, and other travel services directly online. So yan, si OTA or online travel agency, ito po yung mga different websites or app na ginagamit natin to book ng ticket natin. Yan, using ng personal computer natin or ng cellphone natin. Yan, kaya na mag-book. So yan, for example, si Expedia, Booking.com, Kayak, TripAdvisor, and Traveloka. So, ayan, marami pang different OTA platforms ayan, na meron currently. So, yan, sabi ko kanina, usually yung mga package deals, yan, mga special offers and promo, discounted ticket, dito po, nire-release ng mga airline and hotel accommodation sa mga different OTA platform. So, they connect providers across the travel industry to help travelers easily plan their trips. So, on OTA websites, travelers can often access package deals with accommodation, airfare, cruises, car rentals, and more leveraging last-minute deals and breaks. So, yan. Anytime and anywhere, so kaya na natin mag-book ng ticket using ng OTA or online travel agencies. So, common features ng OTA. So, user-friendly interface, easy to use platforms for searching, comparing, and booking travel. So, yan, user-friendly na siya and madaling i-navigate or gamitin yung mga different OTAs ngayon. So, wide selection, access to wide range of travel options from various suppliers. So, yan, inside ng mga OTA, so, mga different airlines, different hotel accommodations, yan, makikita natin using nga nung different OTA. So, competitive pricing often offer competitive prices and special deals. So, yan, most commonly yung mga promo and discounted ticket, yan, dito natin makikita sa mga different OTA. So, allow travelers to book travel anytime and anywhere. So next, OTS or online travel services, a broader term encompassing all online services related to travel. So pag sinabi natin OTS or online travel services, so ang ibig sabihin lang po nito is it is a general term na ginagamit doon sa different travel booking platforms na ginagamit natin or any websites or online platforms that help us search, plan, and book no travel related services. So, yan. Providing information and facilitating travel planning for consumers. So, yan. In summary, so bigyan lang natin ng recap yung, yung mga different abbreviation na nabanggit po dito sa ating weekly lesson. So, yan. Again, si IATA or International Air Transport Association sets standards and guidelines for aviation industry. So, yan. Si IATA, ang major role niya is to set ng standard for the safety, guidelines for security, safety, and overall na pagpapatakbo ng mga airline companies. So, si IATA po ang nagsiset ng standard, so guidelines. So, maging yung mga qualifications and training programs for the cabin crew, pilot. So, si IATA po ang nagsiset ng standard. So, yung mga different airline code, country code, airport code na ginagamit. So, si IATA rin po ang nag-establish. So, next, CRS or Computer Reservation System or Central Reservation System. It is a system used by airlines for managing their operations. So, GDS or Global Distribution System, such as yung mga nabanggit natin kanina, si Sabre, Amadeus, Galileo, Navitaire. So, yan mga example ng GDS natin. So, si GDS is a network connecting travel agencies and suppliers. So, yan again, using GDS, connected na yung mga different travel provider. So, yan, mas advanced siya na system doon kay CRS. So, OTA, a specific type of online travel platform for booking and travel. So, yan. Yung mga example nito si Expedia, Booking.com, Traveloka. Ayan. na mga different online travel agency. So, OTS, a general term na doon sa different online travel agencies and other online travel services or platform used to book ng ticket. Next topic, so yan, types of airline tickets. So, what are the different types ng flight classes? So, una, economy class. This class is the cheapest option but also the least flexible. So, economy class seats are standard and there is limited service. So, yan. Sa economy class or in other term, tinatawag din po siya na standard class. So, siya yung cheapest type ng airline ticket. Ayan. So, dahil nga cheapest siya na fare ng ayan, airline ticket. So, mas less flexible din siya. Ayan. And then, standard seats lang. Yan kung makikita natin sa photo. Enough lang yung space ng seat doon sa passenger. And pagka economy class yung ating ticket, so, syempre, mas limited din po yung service. So, usually, ang merong economy class is yung mga domestic flight, yan, local flights natin. Yan, for example, yung mga domestic destination na maliit yung airport, yung runway. So, yan, ang kaya kasi nilang i-accommodate na klase ng aircraft is yung tinatawag natin na ATR flight. So, yan, for example, sa SEBPAC, yan, yung mga ATR flight. So, yun lang most commonly ang pwede doon sa mga maliliit ang airport. And syempre, dahil nga maliit sila, so economy class lang po yung type ng ticket or aircraft na available sa mga ganong kaliit na airport and runway. Next, premium economy class. This class is a step up from economy, offering more comfortable seating and better meal option. So, yan. Kung ma-observe natin mula kanina sa economy class, so, dito sa premium economy, medyo mas wider na po yung seat, mas comfortable, and mas may good service na compare sa economy. So, meron na rin option ng meal, unlike sa economy na wala. Yan. Sa premium economy, at least kahit papano meron ng complimentary beverage. Ayan. Bottled water. Ayan. Sa mga international flight, ayan, meron ng meal na kasama. Ayan. So, mas nag-level up na yung service compared doon kanina sa economy class. So, mas nag-increase na rin yung baggage allowance dito. Ayan, compare doon sa economy class. So, next, business class. You can expect better service, live flat seats, and excellent food when you travel business class. So, yan sa business class, yan, kitang-kita naman natin sa photo kung ano yung difference doon sa dalawang naunang flight class. Ayan. So, sa business class, ayan, mas comfortable yung seat, adjustable yung seat na hihiga, ayan, para mas comfortable si passenger, and ayan, meron ng dedicated na cabin crew to assist yung mga passenger na nasa business class. So, ayan, may sariling mga screens, ayan, may headphones na kasama, ayan, ano pa. So, pagka nasa business class si passenger, so, priority po na maunang i-check-in yung kanilang baggage. So, yan. Hindi na nila kailangan pumila dun sa lane. So, meron silang dedicated na lane para dun sa mga nasa business class. So, una pong naloload yung baggage nila sa aircraft and una silang naloload sa aircraft. So, pagdating naman doon sa destination, sa airport, so, una rin pong ina-unload yung kanilang mga bags and ayun, una ulit sila sa lane. So, syempre, kaya nga sila nasa business class. So, most commonly, ang mga passenger dito is, ang purpose ng travel is for business. So, yan, mahalaga yung time nila. Ayan, kaya nga sila nasa business class. And isa sa service na kasama doon is, yun nga, priority silang mauna doon sa lane, priority ma-unload yung kanilang mga baggage para mauna silang makalabas ko ng airport pagdating doon sa destination nila.
class. Number 4, first class, the epitome of luxurious travel. First class is the cream of the crop when it comes to travel. So when you can expect chef-like dining and more attentive care. So yan, first class. So siya yung pinaka mahal na klase ng airline ticket. So the most luxurious and exclusive class ng airline. So yan, kung mapapansin niyo sa photo, ayan, may sliding door for the privacy ng passenger na nasa first class. Ayan. And mas maganda ang service. So yan, may dedicated din na cabin crew to assist yung mga passenger na nasa first class. So yan, yung mga nasa first class, yan yung mga kilalang tao or yun nga, yung mga high-end yan kasi it's yung pinakamahal na klase ng ticket si first class. So extra wide seats, ayan, mas convenient yung seat. So nakako-convert into bed, ayan, yung kanilang seat. Ano pa? So pag nasa first class, may amenities na provided, yan, may kit like toiletries, ayan, beddings, ayan, may kumot. So, yan, para kang nasa hotel lang service pagka nandun po tayo sa first class. So, sa meal naman nila, yan, different meal option, customized na meal. Ayan, kung may preferred si passenger na meal, ayan, pwedeng personalize yung meal nila pagka tayo ay nasa first class. So, yan, sabi, more attentive care. So, mas attentive yung cabin crew to assist nga yung mga passenger na nasa first class. So again, si first class yung pinaka mahal po na type ng ticket. So yan, again, ang 4 types ng airline ticket. So economy, premium economy, business class, and first class. So while every airline is different, these are the main classes you will find. So economy and business class are standard across most domestic and international flights. So except low-cost airlines, some domestic flights offer first class, but premium economy and first class are almost always exclusive to international flights. So yan, sabi ko kanina, sa mga domestic flight, ayan, maliliit ang runway, yan, mga local destination. So, most commonly, economy class lang po ang available. Or doon naman sa mga malalaki ang airport or runway, so economy and business class. Ayan. And pag most commonly, pag international flight, so nandun na yung ibang klase ng class ng flight ticket. So, yan, si premium economy and first class. So next, full fare ticket versus discounted fare. So ano bang difference nitong dalawang klase ng ticket natin, si full fare and discounted? So sa full fare ticket, these are airline tickets purchased at the base price without any discounts. They typically offer the most flexibility, allowing changes or cancellations without fees. So yan, sa full fare ticket, so ibig sabihin nabili natin yung ticket natin at base price, walang discount, walang promo, ayan. So, the most flexible na type ng fare. So, yan. For example, may changes na sa flight natin, may cancellation, ayan, may refund. So, makukuha pa po natin pabalik yung money. Kasi nga, ayan, mas flexible yung ticket pagka full fare or base price natin siya na-avail. So, unlike dito sa discounted fare, these are offered at the reduced price but come with restriction. So, pagka discounted po ang ating ticket, ayan, non-refundable siya. You may not be able to get your money back if you cancel. So, for example, nag-cancel tayo ng flight. So, wala po tayong refund na money na makukuha. So, pag may mga changes naman, ayan, syempre, merong extra charges po iyon. So, limited availability, discounted fares may be available for specific number of seats or time period. So, yan yung mga, for example, yung mga seat sale, piso sale. So, limited lang po yon and for specific date or mga dates lang siya available. Kaya, commonly pag yung mga mahilig mag-travel, so, kahit na matagal pa yung travel nila, kunwari next year pa, so, once na nagkaroon ng mga promo, yan, so, ginagrab na po agad nila yung opportunity na yung tubok ng kanilang ticket kasi nga limited lang yung discounted fare. So, you may need to book your ticket a certain number of days in advance. So, yun. In advance, so, magbubuka na ng ticket mo once na may nakita tayong discounted na fares. So, discounted fares may be restricted to certain days of the week or time of the year only. So next, what are the common terminologies used in airline industry? So tingnan natin yung mga common terms na ginagamit sa airline industry, sa airline processing. Ayan, para at least familiar na tayo bago tayo mag hands-on training kay IBA. So yan, although may lecture pa rin naman kayo kay IBA, so at least dito pa lang sa week 3 natin ma-familiarize na tayo. So PNR or Passenger Name Record, it is a digital document containing the itinerary, passenger details, payment information. So, ano ba si PNR or Passenger Name Record? So, yan. Tingnan natin dito sa left side yung example na photo. Ayan. So, saan ba natin makikita si PNR? So, makikita po natin ito sa system na ginagamit ng airline. So, for example, sa kanilang GDS or CRS, ayan, doon natin makikita si PNR. So, record po ito or details ng mga passengers ng kanilang airline. So, yan, different aircrafts nila. So, paano nila locate yung PNR ni passenger? So, using yung reference code na makikita sa ticket ni passenger. So, i-input nila yun sa system sa GDS or CRS nila. So, lalabas na po dun yung details ni passenger. So, yan yung name, age, point of origin and destination ni passenger. So, nakalagay na po doon sa kanya sa PNR or yun nga, sa digital record ni airline. So, nakalagay na rin doon yung type of or class ng ticket na in-avail ni passenger. Next, fare, the price of the ticket, which can vary based on factors like travel days, time of day, class of service, and availability. So, fare, so yung price ng ticket na in-avail natin. So, either discounted yan or full fare ticket. So, yan, tawag doon is fare. So, nagbabago yung airfare, depende doon sa date, sa time ng booking natin ng ticket. So, minsan kahit same date yan, kahit minutes lang or 1 hour lang yung pagitan ng mga different flight. So, magkakaiba na po yung price or fares ng ticket. And syempre yun, depende rin sa class ng ticket na i-avail natin. So, fare basis code, an alphanumeric code that identifies specific rules and conditions associated with a particular fare. So, fare basis code, so ito yung mga different codes na ginagamit ni airline yan, yung mga fare type. Ayan, so hindi naman nila i-encode ng buo yung mga words. So, gumagamit sila ng mga code, usually mga 3 to 4 letters. So, para mabilis yung kanilang process. So, hindi po lahat ng airlines pare-pareho ng fare basis code na ginagamit. So, depende yun sa airline. So, may kanya-kanya silang unique fare basis code na ginagamit. So, next, class of service. This refers to the level of comfort and amenities provided. So, ito yung different class ng ticket na ina-avail. So, economy, premium economy, business class, and first class. So, yan. What are the flight-related terms? So, meron tayo ditong direct flight, non-stop flight, and connecting flight. So, pag sinabi natin direct flight, a flight that travels directly within two cities without any intermediate. So, pag sinabi natin direct flight, so, from point A to point B. So, from point of origin up to destination, diretso. So, for example, pupunta akong Japan. So, from Manila, Manila to Japan yung ticket ko. So, walang hindi hihinto ng isang airport para lumipat po tayo ng aircraft. So, non-stop flight, similar to direct flight, but specifically implies no stop at all. So, yan, marami nako-confuse dito kay direct flight and non-stop flight. But, ang difference nila sa non-stop flight, so, directly diretso to sa destination. Unlike sa direct flight, so, pwede siyang dumaan ng isang airport, yan, for example, Manila to Japan. So, Manila to Cebu. And then, may ibang passengers kasi na bababa ng Cebu. But, kung Manila to Japan tayo, so stay lang tayo dun sa aircraft and saka i-continue yung travel from Cebu to Japan after bumaba ng mga passengers na iba sa Cebu. So, sa connecting flight naman, it involves a change of planes at a layover airport. So, pag connecting flight ang ticket ko, for example, ulit Manila to Japan, so Manila to Cebu muna, and then pagdating ng Cebu, lilipat tayo ng another aircraft, ayan, saka itutuloy yung travel Cebu to Manila. So, yun, again, ang pagkakaiba ng connecting flight sa direct flight. So, sa direct flight, so pwedeng possible na huminto ng isang airport, yan, for example nga sa Cebu, but hindi bababa si passenger ng aircraft. So, yung ibang passenger lang na sa Cebu lang talaga yung destination. But sa connecting flight, so may change of plane or aircraft na mangyayari doon sa layover airport, which is yung Cebu. So, pagdating ng Cebu, lilipat ng another aircraft pa, saka itutuloy yung travel from Cebu to Japan. So next, so other flight-related terms, so layover, a scheduled stop at an airport during a journey of length for a short period. So, kung balikan natin kanina yung scenario natin yung Manila to Japan, so yung stopover nila, yan sa connecting sa Cebu, so yun yung tinatawag na layover airport. So, kung saan nag-stop yung aircraft, ayan, sa na airport, so yun yung tinatawag na layover, and then kukontinue yung journey papunta dun sa point of destination. So next stopover, a longer planned break at an airport during a journey, usually for sightseeing or exploration. So yan, pag sinabing stopover, so intended talaga ni passenger na mag-stop over dun sa isang destination to explore, mag-tour. Ayan, either 1 day, 2 days. So, depende dito sa travel itinerary ni passenger. And then, sa kanya, i-continue yung kanyang travel sa aircraft papunta dun sa another destination. So, next, round 3. So, a journey that includes both an outbound and return flight. So, yan. Meron tayong tinatawag na return round trip, one way, and open jaw. So, yan. Pag ang ticket ko is round trip, so, for example, pupunta akong Davao. So, may galing Manila. So, may ticket akong Manila to Davao. Meron din akong Davao to Manila. So, yan. Pag sinabi natin round trip, balikan po yung ating ticket. So, may ticket ako, pabalik dun sa aking point of origin. So, ang tawag po dun is round trip. So, next, one way. So, one way, a flight in only one direction. So, kung yung round trip kanina, ang aking ticket is balikan. So, sa one way, so one direction lang. So, papunta lang yung aking ticket. So, Manila to Davao. So, Manila to Davao lang ang aking ticket. So, unlike sa round trip na, balikan or may pauwi po yung ating ticket. So, next, open jaw. So, ano naman yung open jaw? So, a journey where the origin and destination are different, creating an open segment in the itinerary. So, kung ang round trip is balikan po yung aking ticket sa open jaw, for example, Manila to Davao, and then next destination ko is Davao to Cebu. So, yung pangalawang destination ko is hindi pa balik doon sa aking point of origin. So, ibang destination ulit. Ayan, kaya sinabi na open jaw or ayan, nagkikreate ng open segment kasi magkaiba yung destination doon sa pangalawang ticket. So, hindi siya pabalik doon sa kanyang point of origin. So, ang tawag po doon is open jaw. Next, so what are the other important terms na most commonly ginagamit sa airline processing or ayan, airline processing ng ticket? So, baggage allowance, the amount of luggage you're permitted to bring, typically measured in weight or number of pieces. So, baggage allowance, so ito yung allowable na weight ng bagahe na dala ni passenger. So, ito yung baggage na i-check-in niya sa counter and then maiiwan na doon and nilalagay siya sa bandang likod na part ng aircraft. So, syempre lahat ng airlines, so may kanya-kanya silang maximum weight na allowable sa baggage allowance. So, for example, sa Cebu Pacific, ang maximum weight ng baggage allowance nila for the Airbus type of flight or aircraft is up to 30 kg. So, recommended na isang bag lang siya. So, para hindi hassle or maiwasan na mag-exceed tayo dun sa maximum weight. So, ano mangyayari pagka nag-exceed dun sa maximum weight? So, syempre, i-charge na si passenger per kilo nung exceed na weight nung kanyang baggage. So, sa mga mas maliliit naman na plane, yung mga smaller like ATR flight, so 20 kilogram lang ang maximum na baggage allowance. So, yun yung sinasabi ko ng mga aircraft sa maliliit na runway ng airport. So, check baggage. Luggage that is transported in the aircraft's hold. So, check baggage. So, ano yung check-in natin na baggage, which is yung yung baggage natin na iiwan sa check-in counter pag check-in ni passenger. So, next, carry-on baggage or yung tinatawag natin na hand carry baggage. So, luggage that you bring with you on board the aircraft. So, ito yung hand carry baggage na dala ni passenger pag sakay niya ng aircraft. So, ang carry-on or hand carry baggage, so, recommended din na one bag lang and then sinusukat po yung dimension nito doon sa check-in counter. So, ang standard, 56 cm by 36 cm by 23. So, bakit sinusukat? So, kailangan kasi mag-fit po siya doon sa overhead cabin sa aircraft. So, ano ba yung overhead cabin? Ito yung storage doon sa taas nung seat natin sa aircraft. So, dapat ang ating hand carry baggage is ang kanyang dimension or size is enough para mag-fit doon sa overhead cabin. So, pag malaki yung ating daladalang hand carry, so considered as check baggage na po yan doon kasama sa baggage allowance natin. So yan, make sure na yung hand carry natin or carry-on baggage is pasok doon sa size or dimension na standard ng airline para sure natin na mag-fit siya doon sa overhead cabin ng aircraft. So next, other important terms, seat selection, choosing your preferred seat on the plane, often available for a fee or a check-in. So, seat selection. So, sabi ko nga kanina sa airline ticketing process, so, yung seat selection, pwede siyang upon booking ng ticket right away. Magsiselect na tayo ng seat. So, kung gusto natin and mauna tayo dun sa best seat na preferred natin. Or pwede rin naman, sa mismong airport na po tayo magsiselect ng seat. So, like for example, sa Cebu Pacific, meron silang self-service kiosk na pwede tayo mag-select ng seat natin doon sa available pa. So, but, ayun nga, advice ko, yan, personally, ako, gusto ko, upon booking ng ticket, magsiselect na ako ng seat, syempre, para makuha ko yung preferred seat ko talaga. Usually, ayan, window side. So, yan, kung gusto natin yan, makuha na natin yung best seat. So, upon booking, pwede na tayo mag-select ng seat. But, ayun nga, pwede rin doon sa airport na mismo tayo mag-select ng seat doon sa available pa. So, next, flight schedule, the timetable of flight, including departure and arrival time. So, ito na yung schedule, date and time ng departure and arrival natin ng travel. So, saan ito makikita? Flight schedule, makikita sa ticket ni passenger. So, makikita rin siya sa airport, doon sa, usually, sa check-in counter, yan, sa mga screen doon. So, yan, may announcement ng flight schedule and also sa boarding gate. So, nakapost din po dun yung flight schedule. So, next, flight delay, a situation where a flight departs later than its scheduled time. So, flight delay, so pag hindi nakaalis dun sa scheduled time ng flight. So, ano ba ang most commonly reasons or cause bakit nadidelay ang flight? So, ayan, meron tayong tinatawag na air traffic congestion. So, hindi lang sa land po nagkakaroon ng traffic. So, maging sa himpapawid. Ayan. So, for example, paano nangyayari yung air traffic? So, for example, sa airport, sa runway, marami pa pong aircraft na hindi pa nakakaalis. So, ang mangyayari, so, pagdating ng bagong aircraft, so, hindi siya makakaland. So, paikot-ikot lang po siya dun sa ere hanggang sa makaalis na yung ibang aircraft doon sa runway. Saka lang po siya makakapag-land. So, next, other reason, bakit nadidelay ang flight? So, mechanical issues. So, for example, nagkaroon ng regular maintenance si aircraft or may mga repairs, may mga nakitang sira. So, syempre, hindi naman papayagan na umalis yung aircraft once na may mechanical issues. So, isa siya sa nagiging cause ng delay din po. So, next, flight cancellation. Thus, cancellation of scheduled flight by the airline. So, ano ba ang most commonly reason bakit nakakancel ang scheduled flight? Yan. So, aside din also dun sa mechanical issues na sinabi natin kanina, so pwedeng sa weather, ayan, nagkakaroon ng flight cancellation pag may bagyo or ayan, masama ang panahon. So, of course, for the safety, so kailangan mag-cancel ng flight and reschedule doon sa ibang date. So, next, overbooking, a situation where more passengers have been booked on a flight than there are seats available. So, yan, nangyayari po itong overbooking, syempre, minsan sa system error or minsan, syempre, nagkakamali rin yung mga agent or staff. Yan, yung mga PSA or passenger service agent na tinatawag natin. Syempre, tao lang po sila. So, may times na nagkakamali doon sa pag-book ng ticket. So, overbooking. So, pagka sobra yung passengers na nakabook doon sa aircraft kesa doon sa total number of seats na meron ang aircraft. So, don't worry. So, pagka sa ganong scenario, yan, merong overbooking. Syempre, si airline mismo or yung staff mismo ang magre-rearrange nun or mag-aayos nung once na nagkaroon ng overbooking. So, walang charges yun na i-add doon sa ticket ni passenger kasi nga si airline ang nagkamali po doon sa scenario na yun. Bakit nagkaroon ng overbooking? So, yan. Online travel booking platforms. So, different platforms to book ng ticket. Yan, pwedeng direct booking directly with the travel provider. So, kung sa hotel, yan, directly sa websites ng hotel or sa hotel mismo, sa airline. So, websites mismo na kung ano mang airline yan. Kung Cebu Pacific yan or Philippine Airlines. So, directly sa kanilang official website tayo nag-book ng ticket. So, social media platforms, role of social media in travel planning and booking. So, yan yung mga social media page ng mga travel agency. So, travel aggregators, websites that compile travel information from various sources and present it to users. So, yan, for example, nga yung mga OTA or online travel agency na another platform natin to book ng ticket sa hotel and airline. So, sabi ko nga sa mga OTA, doon po nire-release yung mga discounted and promo tickets. So, next, technology and travel industry. So, mobile travel apps. So, airline mobile travel apps have become more essential tools for modern travelers. So, they offer a wide range of features that make planning, booking, and managing flights easier and convenient. So, ayan, dahil advanced na ang technology, and using mga different travel apps sa ating mobile phone. So, pwede na tayong mag-book personally ng ating ticket. So, hindi na natin kailangan lagi magpunta ng traditional na travel agency para nang mag-book ng ating ticket. So, mas convenient na and personal pa or, ayan, personalize natin mag-book yung ating ticket. So, using ng different mobile travel app. So, next, artificial intelligence and travel. So, si AI. So, nagagamit na rin siya sa airline industry, yan, to personalize ng kanilang service, chatbots. So, yan, yung mga auto-reply sa kanilang websites, yan, using ng chatbots na AI. So, yung mga frequently asked questions ni passenger, yan, concern, meron ng auto-reply. So, using or with the help ng AI. So, hindi na laging si agent ang kailangang sumagot doon sa concern ni passenger, lalo na kung paulit-ulit lang naman. So, yan, meron ng auto-reply or sa chatbots using ng AI. So, yung mga repetitive tasks, so, hindi na nila kailangan gawin ng paulit-ulit kasi nga meron ng tulong ng technology like AI. So, predictive analytics for travel trends. So, yan, using ng AI. So, blockchain technology. Blockchain technology offers transformative potential for the travel industry, promising secure, transparent, and efficient solutions. So, using blockchain technology, mas safe and secure yung transaction doon sa kanilang system. So, yung data ni passenger na naka-input doon sa system nila, so, na-make sure din yung security and ayan, privacy using ng blockchain technology. So, naiiwasan yung mahack yung kanilang system na ginagamit. Ayan, with the help nitong blockchain technology. Siyempre, yung transaction payment, ayan, yung mga bank details ni passenger, so protected din using ng blockchain technology dun sa system ni airlines. So, AI and machine learning. So, airlines are increasingly leveraging AI and machine learning to personalize customer experiences, predict demand, and optimize pricing and improve operational efficiency. So, aside dun sa mga business tools, system na nabanggit natin sa lesson na ito, so, si AI, so, utilize na rin siya sa airline industry, and to personalize, so, optimize, yung mga simple tasks sa airline, lalo na yung mga paulit-ulit lang naman na tasks, so na-automate na yun with the help ng AI. So, these are the references ng ating week 3 lesson. So, books, so hindi ko nalagay dito pero kung ano yung nakalagay sa week 1 and week 2, so yun din po yung guide and reference book natin. So, additional web page na ginamit po dito for this week 3 lesson and media na related po sa ating week 3 lesson. So, yan. Introduce ko lang saglit yung SITWORK week 3 and 4 bago ko i-end. So, yan. Dapat nagawa na po natin to last week. So, since tinamaan nga ng holiday yung ating class schedule, so, yan. After exam week, so, gawin po natin tong SITWORK. Group SITWORK, yan. Equivalent to 3 and 4. Yan. Using ng different OTA or online travel agency. So, yan. Magpo-provide ako ng choices na scenario. So, kung ano yung mabunot ng group na scenario na gagawa nila ng airline booking. So, yan. I-guide ko naman po each group kung paano nila mabook ng tama yung ticket base dun sa scenario na kanilang nabunot. And then, after nun, gagawan lang ng short narrative ng group. So, yan. Papasa ng sa Bias Schoology. So, yan. Discuss na lang natin to after exam week yung SITWORK. So, yan. So, that's all for week 3 lesson natin. So, yan. Cover din, kasama rin po ito sa exam. So, yan. Ang ating prelim exam is week 1 to week 3. So, yan. Paki-review na lang po from week 1 to week 3 lesson natin. So, yan. So, end na natin dito yung recording ng lesson natin ng week 3. So, thank you. Ayan. For making time na yan, pakinggan yung self-paced na recorded lesson natin. So, thank you.